My thoughts on the game are just they took control of the game right from the start. The game was lost probably in the first period. They just won more battles. I didn't think it was a skill situation where they outskilled us. Sometimes you just some teams you play, they can zip the puck around and do a lot of things. I just thought they just won all the battles. And I thought in particular the first, I thought that when we try to shrink the zone with our D, they were chipping by us, getting odd man rushes, and we were lucky that we held it at 2. And then in our end, I didn't think our wingers won many battles, and we didn't have much support from our centers to break the puck out. And so from a battle standpoint, a puck management standpoint, I thought they controlled things pretty easily in the first, and that was the game. The second period, I thought we were better. I thought second period, the one thing that we didn't do very well was we missed the net a lot. So instead of forcing the goalie to make a save or score a goal or create rebounds or some havoc or face-offs in their end, we missed the net. Around the boards, it goes off to the wingers. They broke it out. And even though we had a better second period, I thought it could have been a much better period for us if we could have put some more pucks on the net instead of missing the net. And then the third, the 5-minute major, you're trying to get a goal to get back in the game, and you got to kill that off. But we did a good job there. But once I got the third goal, I guess that was over. But it was uphill sledding then, killing off a 5-minute major and then trying to get yourself back in the game. So it was kind of a wash, I thought, the third for us.
What did you think about playing here in Toledo?
Yeah, it was good. I would have preferred Bowling Green. I mean, it's hard. For me personally, I'd sort of like to see more people in that, and you get to see them up in the stand or a wave or they're banging on the glass type of thing, or the people that are working and are able to get underneath. But for me personally, it would have been nicer to be in Bowling Green's rink. A lot of great memories, and it would have been great to play there. But here was good as well. It's a pro rink. I thought they did a great job putting the game on, and I'm not quite sure how many people were Bowling Greens and them, but zero complaints about the facility. Great, good locker room, no problems at all. So.
Is this good for you from your standpoint as a team for the playoffs to play?
Well, I guess my biggest disappointment, I talked about the first being disappointing, but we had a similar situation against Providence just before the break. Both games were 2-0 in the first period. We rebounded maybe because we were at home and we got some energy there, but against Providence, the one game we got 22 shots in the second and got ourselves into it again. Here we just didn't generate. We just didn't have any flurries. It was one and done or missed and out. So we talked about having to compete harder in that, but I don't know if that fell on deaf ears, if it's coming off a break, if we're both coming off a break. I can probably make a lot of excuses, but we don't have any. We've got to play harder in that and just do a better job.
For BG's goalie now, that's a career shutout record now for the school, 8 shutouts. What did you see?
We're happy to contribute to that. He's a really good goalie, and I know he went through some very difficult times. I keep up with Bowling Green. I mean, it's probably one of the first scores I look at, after our games and that, and he's an outstanding goalie, and so he had to get through some very difficult situation here at the beginning of the year, and I think he'll get himself back on track, and I think he was getting himself back on track just prior to the break, and we were very disappointed that we contributed to that, but good on him. He's supposed to be a great kid, and